Hey,
Oh,
Griffin.
welcome to the call. And we're going to go over some underwriting here. And so I'd like to start off with any underwriting questions. If anyone has any, come off mute and ask them. Um, the top carriers that I prefer to write with are not necessarily in order necessarily, but the top three is American Amicable, American General, Transamerica. We have Mutual of Omaha, particularly with their graded option for smokers, but also just graded in general because unless they're super duper healthy and it's provable, then you would not be able to get them the level coverage with Mutual of Omaha. So those are just my top four, just to start things off while we're waiting for anybody to come off mute or ask questions. I'm going to make this a very brief training. The very best place to do some underwriting would be on that FEX quoter or FEX toolkits. You can get that on the new agent checklist, obviously, for those who I'm sure most of you know that. Maybe some of you don't, but I'm sure most of you know. Pretty much everything you need is on that checklist. All right. Any questions about underwriting? All right. So I'm going to give you guys my 3 to 5 minute underwriting spiel, okay? So whenever I'm talking to somebody, I'm going to go through the health with you, Carlos. Okay, so Carlos, they want me to ask you a few easy questions about your general health, so that way we can determine, who's going to do the best for you. Okay. Now,
Yep.
anything that you tell me is not going to be used against you. I'm going to use it in your favor because I have access to over a dozen companies, and I can look at all of them side by side on a list, Carlos. And then I can tell you which one's going to give you the, lowest cost with the most amount. They're all good companies, so it's not a matter of if they're good or not. It's just mostly about who's going to do the best for you, right? Now my
Yep.
clients live on fixed incomes and I got to fight for you. So now I don't always say all that at that particular moment, but I kind of go through some of that because I want them to be honest with me and I really want them to tell me look, anything that you tell me, they're going to know it anyway. So if you can just tell me, it's going to help me fight for you. I know what companies like, and I know what companies don't like. So everything you tell me, I'm going to use it to your advantage. Okay.
Gotcha.
So do you have any history of heart, liver, kidney, or lung issues?
No,
Okay, good. Oh, first of all, I almost forgot to ask, how tall are you?
I'm 6 foot, 6 feet,
Nice. And how much do you weigh today?
220.
Great. If it's a man, I'll say solid muscle.
Oh
If
yeah,
it's
I'm toned up.
Yeah, if it's a woman, I'll say, I hate to ask a woman this, but what's your weight?
Mm,
So, do you use tobacco or nicotine products?
negative.
Great. Now, have you ever had any history of cancer, heart attack, stroke, COPD, or diabetes?
No,
Fantastic, man. You're super healthy. How many medications do you take or are you prescribed even if you don't take them?
I don't take any.
Wow. You still working, Carlos?
No, I'm retired.
Oh, wow, man. How long ago did you retire?
7 years ago,
Wow. You are unbelievably healthy. What do you do to keep yourself busy?
I play golf and tennis.
Oh, cool. See, now this is becoming more believable for me. He says he plays tennis. How many days a week you play tennis, man?
About 3, 4 times, depending on the weather. Who's
That's
available?
a lot of tennis, bro. You don't get sore?
No, not at all.
That's amazing. See, now this is becoming very believable for me.
Okay.
He's 220, he's 6 feet tall. Okay, a little heavy, a little heavy. But yeah, man, so I would just say, man, look, in the last 5 years, was there anything that you were prescribed? Oh, if you said 6'3", 220, then it's even better. But if you're 6 feet, if you're 5'7", 220, now we're getting real. No, so, but like, I would say, like, to the guy, I would say, hey, man, are there any medications in the last 5 years that you've been given by the doctor, even if you didn't take it.
No.
Good for you, man. What's the secret to being so healthy, man? It's incredible.
Like bitter herbs, and one meal a day.
Okay. Well, very
Can I
good.
interrupt?
Yeah.
What, so what do you do with that information if they were prescribed medications that they've never taken?
I would use it as a yardstick just to be where I'm not surprised if they get declined for something. I'm gonna pretend that because if they fill it, it's as if they took it. Now, there's only two ways out of it. Most people take the medications that they're given. They can say, "Hey, listen, doc, I don't want this on my record. Get this off. Do not fill this prescription. Like, I'm not going to take it, so don't fill it." If it goes to the RX where they prescribe and give out, then that's going to be on their record most likely. So if they didn't accept it, there's a possibility it would go back and not be on their record. But then again, like if it was only filled one time, they could say, dude, I never took it. We're good. Like I've been good. That was 3 years ago. I'm good. So there's that kind of thing. Good question. So with this guy, I mean, he's a Mutual of Omaha level guy. But to be honest, just because they're like maybe a couple bucks cheaper doesn't mean I need to go apply to them. So what I'll do with this particular guy, as I'll say, man, you're pretty healthy. Most carriers are about $5, $6, $7 apart. So on the low end, I could get you this for X amount of dollars. On the high end, I could get it to you for this amount. Obviously, I'm going to fight to get you the best one, but let's see what you're approved for. That's kind of this is an underwriting call. This is a which carrier to choose. I do want to get them something that's, good. It doesn't have to be the lowest one, but I'm going to fight to do that. But I'm going to give that range whenever we get to pricing later on in the call. I really would just like to kind of give the range because it's all speculative. We don't have to go into, we're not necessarily doing a call today about quoting and pricing and da 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 da. We're talking about underwriting and which carrier. I don't really like to lock in on one thing until I've gotten them approved. That's
Right.
just my successful action. So I don't like because I need to be able to pivot later on. If something doesn't go my way, which often can happen, you've quoted them the thing that's $47, but now after all this work, you find out after all these attempts, 67 is going to be the best you can do or whatever, as an example, right? Then now he's like, now I'm like fighting, like, and maybe he thinks that, oh man, this guy's just not the best, and I'm gonna leave and go try to find something else. That's why I don't play that game. Like that doesn't even happen to me anymore. It's not an option. It's not worth it. So we don't ever have to worry about that if we just get the best we can. And the medications is always the way to do it. I highly recommend that if someone does take medications, hey, real quick, here's how I do it actually. So let's play the opposite scenario. So Carlos made it super easy and gave me the lay down super healthy tennis player who's retired. But let's just say that I take 15 medications. Okay, here's how I'm gonna do it. All right, see, so actually, here's what I do, Carlos, if they're really unhealthy.
Hmm.
So, how many medications do you take? And he says 15. Great. So you take blood pressure, cholesterol. Yeah. So what do you take like lisinopril, metoprolol? You're not all going to be able to do that. You're not all going to be able to just rattle off all the blood pressure meds. But at some point you'll get good enough where you can. So
Mm.
we take blood pressure, cholesterol? Yeah, I do. Great. So you take a statin, right? That's your cholesterol. How many of those? Just one, right? Yeah, good. That's one. Good blood pressure? Yeah, good. How many blood pressures? I take three. Okay, what are they? They're metoprolol, amlodipine, and lisinopril. Okay, great. So that's three. So that's four meds. What's the other one? I take omeprazole for stomach acid. I take, um, this and that, this and that. I take metformin for type 2 diabetes. Great. Do you ever take insulin? No. Good. You ever take anything for complications like you have tingling in your hands or feet, itching, burning? I'm checking for diabetic neuropathy. No, I don't. Okay, great. So what are those other seven medications? Okay, well, so I'm trying to get to the 15 number. I get as many as I can. I'm like, okay, now I've got a picture here. Okay, this is what the guy can get. He's on five blood pressure meds, but I need to know how long have you been on these medications
Right.
for all the blood pressure? I've been on them for 5 years. Great. Have you had any changes at all to what you're taking? No, I've been on the same medications for the last 5 years. Nothing's changed. Great. Now I have a good chance of getting him something where they can't say he has heart disease or heart failure or whatever, right? If somebody's taking nitroglycerin, if someone's taking Coumadin, warfarin, losartan, those types of medications, now we're getting into like the blood thinner, like the declinable medications. Eliquis is the most common one that I see get declined at a lot of places. So every time someone tells me a med, I'm Googling it and
Mhm.
I'm just making sure I've got it down in my notes. I can put that into my FEX toolkits. And if it's there, then I can see what they qualify for based on that. I didn't have FEX toolkits when I started, so I had to do it the hard way. So I just recommend that, you're putting them all on a little list on your computer, and then you're putting them all um, into Google, and it'll tell you put like metformin 4, FOR. What's it for? You put lisinopril 4. And then as you're asking about any blood pressure med, you're always checking, hey, you ever been given this for a heart problem? Most of the time they're going to say no. If it's warfarin, Coumadin, losartan, those are blood thinners most of the time, right? Eliquis, how long ago was that given to you? Oh, it was given to me 5 years ago when I had my heart attack. I've been on it ever since. So this is just the conversation. I just need to know what it is, what it's for, and when. That's it. And you're just going A to B, A to B, boom, 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 boom. Like, hey, dude, hey, if you do this for me, I'm going to get you the best plan that you can possibly get in the United States. Now, I say that some people may not agree with me, but I mean it because I mean, I got a lot of carriers. So if I can't get you the best option that's available, I don't know who would be able to do that for you, Miss Jones.
Right.
So if you'll just work with me for a minute here, if we get this done right now, we may never have to do it again for the rest of your life. How does
Nice.
that sound? So these are the kind of things I'm saying to gain their patience
Mhm.
through this process that can be not fun. That can be, oh God. And by the way, guys, they're used to doing this anyway with the meds because of Medicare. And
Mhm.
hey, if they'll give you the milligram, just jot it down while you're typing. I can type really quick. If you can't, write on a piece of paper. Every time you do this, if you want to do this for more than a year, if you look at yourself as being in this for years, every time you get off that call, you scan a picture of that and email it to yourself or put it in your Google Drive on your Gmail. So you'll always have Betty Jones client profile. Then that way, if you talk to Betty, oh, Betty, oh man, I lost that piece of paper, man. What happened? So you just go on your Google Drive and pull it up and, oh yeah, Betty, yeah, you take lisinopril and losartan and da 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 da. These are all things no one taught me back in the day. People were just trying to get me to sell my first policy. I'm done with my underwriting spiel. I'm ready for any questions. This call is going to be really short today. So rapid fire. Any questions? I'm like an AI for underwriting if you want to know.
I have one.
Go
So a
ahead.
lot of people use TransX, and it's usually further down the list and more expensive, of course. Why does everybody choose that one over all the ones that are cheaper? And if the client says that's too much, do you go to a cheaper one that's above, below that, above that, or whatever? Or do you stick with the Transact and just lower the benefit amount?
Yeah. So I try to make sure I'm not overselling them, on what they need for what they want. I also people default to Transamerica because they're going to give them an approval even if they do have some pretty bad conditions like COPD or, neuropathy with diabetes, you know, um, heart problem 3 years ago, even 2 years ago. So there's things that they're very forgiving and lenient on, depending on what they are and what combination they're in. It's like a point system with them. So somebody has COPD and that's it, they can get that day one. But if somebody has COPD, diabetic neuropathy, and a heart attack 13 months ago, then that might flag them to not get that approval that we want. So I think a lot of people go with Transamerica because that's the one that they get the most approval chances with. But as you become more knowledgeable with other carriers that are lower in cost, and by the way, Transamerica is supposed to come out with a better product on the price this month, allegedly, but we can't count on that. But it could happen this month. And then that'll be a lower price, but for a healthier person. So then it goes back to these other carriers like American Amicable, Aflac, Mutual of Omaha, and American General, who are all very competitive, right there within a couple bucks of each other most of the time, depending on the age. That's when you really got to know like what the deal is, right? I'm sure that someone like Katie has like a cheat sheet, but really most people just use that FEX toolkits. Yeah. So for me, I mean, Transamerica is not my first option every time unless they've got some stuff like COPD, heart attack, depending on the heart attack, like how long ago was the heart attack. Most common is some sort of heart problem in America. 695,000 people die per year with heart disease in America. Did you know that I'm going to tell you something really interesting. America spends $4.6 trillion a year on healthcare. So obviously we're like that actually, I don't know if you guys know this, but 4.6 trillion, if you looked at like gross domestic product, like how much a country does every year, like in terms of exchange, we would be the fourth largest country in the world just based off of our healthcare spending. Um, but we're obviously the healthiest country, right? We got to be in the top five, right? Try number 37 in the world. But we spend the fourth most amount, right, on healthcare. And then 695,000 people die a year of heart disease. So every 33 seconds, somebody dies. We've been on this call. Hundreds of people have died since we've been on this call of heart disease today in America. So heart problem, that's the one you got to look out for. You just need to know what it was, when it was, and what they take for it. Any changes that you've made to your medications on it? Changes can sometimes be construed as treatment, like, oh, boom, Eliquis 6 months ago. Whoa, why were you given Eliquis? They upped my dose. They said my heart, they're not going to say, yeah, my heart was clogged. I was going to die. So 6 months ago, they gave me Eliquis. Like, that's usually not what they'll tell you. All right. What other questions?
I submitted an application for Mutual of Omaha today. They got declined because he had HIV in the 80s.
Hmm.
So what I do there? Because I tried to pivot, but then they're like, "Oh, forget it," because the amount was adjusted. No one would give them what they wanted. They wanted 10, then 8, and I said, you know, something is better than nothing. So
Did they go graded for them?
They wanted first day, but yeah, it was all graded. It was all a waiting period.
Yeah,
Everything.
see, look, it's really not that bad of a deal for somebody with HIV.
Right.
Does he smoke cigarettes?
Nope, non-smoker. What was it?
Yeah.
5 6.
Oh, dude, I see it here. Yeah. Katie, thank you so much for posting that. I know that it's there. You're the best. Yeah, guys, so look in the chat. In this chat, you're going to see the doc drive for the underwriting. You definitely want to take advantage of it, and you can use that.
Okay, cool. Number 4. I see
There's
it
two
here.
of them. She posted
Oh
one for health conditions and one for yeah, just so HIV is an interesting one, but hey, graded's not bad, man. So a lot of people, let me ask you this. When you told him that he got graded, was he okay with it?
no, they were looking for day one. He's like,
But how did you pitch the graded to him?
I just read that 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 we couldn't get the day one. That it was they're just offering this great option. I forgot how he said it, but
Yeah. I would study how you can pitch graded a little better
okay,
because like dude, just because somebody gets that doesn't mean it has to be a bad thing.
right,
To me, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna fight for day one, but dude, it's like it's Mutual of Omaha. It's a great company. The price is really good, even for graded. Like, they're gonna give you 30% of every. You're not gonna die tomorrow, are you? You know. Well,
right,
I hope not. And then I have a whole thing I do on graded that it just this is the best option I can get you, man. It's there's nobody else out there that's gonna do better for you than what I can do, as far as I know. I mean, but you got to say it with confidence, or he's gonna go shopping.
right,
It's like, bro, I got 15. I got a lot of carriers. Even if I had just 5 carriers, I don't really need more than five.
right.
Anyway, that's my whole thing. Yeah. Well, what else do we got? Because
Is Corebridge and AIG the same company?
yeah, AIG used to own the majority of Corebridge, American General, and then recently, within the last 12 to 24 months, they sold most of their shares. They're no longer a majority owner. So people call them AIG, but they're not AIG. AIG basically started them and then sold most of their position. These are big publicly traded companies.
Mhm.
It's primarily for GI because I hear people say Corebridge and I hear AIG. I'm like, okay, is this two
AIG
same
and Corebridge
companies?
they're synonymous with our company.
Okay, and they're good for GI.
They are the GI, yeah, for sure.
Okay,
They're really good for GI.
okay.
They're not the best price for GI, but they're really good. I like them. Now, if you get declined here's the problem with that. Here's something y'all wouldn't know unless you've done it. But if they get declined with level, you got to tell them you're going to get a letter that says you were declined, but don't pay attention to it because I got you this other choice.
Hmm.
So they get a letter saying they were declined, and then they see money come out of their account, and then they're like, "What the heck? They declined me." And then they go call and cancel and give me my money back. And it was the guaranteed issue that took out the money.
Hmm.
Yeah, just a little friendly tip there.
Thank you.
Yep. So sometimes, honestly, what I'll do is I'll get them if they get declined with Corebridge, then I just immediately go to another carrier with guaranteed issue because I don't want them to confuse, hey, this one's going to send you a letter. This one's sending you your policy. I've done that just because it's too much. It's just too much to deal with. It's too confusing. Also, the price is better with like we have another guaranteed issue company. Just check what you have. Check what other guaranteed issues you have. Any other questions? Because this doesn't need to be. I'm going to give you back time so you guys can get back on the phones.
Okay, one more question,
Yeah.
Mr. Griffin. Thank you. Um, a little bit new, but not that new.
Hmm.
When they say work lead, first get the lead, 3 times text, 3 times text, 3 times text. Okay, same lead, but it's been a couple of months now. Am I still doing the 3 times a day? Because I'm like, they're not responding. I know we're supposed to keep on going until we're told no, but if you're doing the same person and it's been a
Oh,
couple of months, do you give
you
up?
know, I'm sorry, can I answer this? Because hey, the lady, the policy that got declined, they called me today. I was calling them for weeks, you know, triple dialing them like every day or every other day, and they reached out to me and we spoke for like an hour, you know. So
Nice.
yeah, just keep the activity up, you know, it'll all roll over.
Yeah, getting new leads each week if you can, even if it's
Yep.
some age leads, not neglecting your old leads, you know. I honestly, if you can, Gina, I really like having a dialer. You can hand dial them. Are you hand dialing? Yes.
Yes, yes, I am.
There's nothing wrong with hand dialing. It's just
What
that
dialer, what dialer do you recommend?
the one that uh, I don't know if anyone can answer this. Are we still using Go High Level with the company? I think we are.
Or
Yeah, we're still using Thor through David, so that's the one I use.
Can you
yeah,
spell
But
that, please? Can you spell that for me?
THOR,
Okay, and it does
just
the dialing.
message message
message.
contracting or somebody.
Okay,
Yeah, you actually have to get
okay,
with your upline and they will
Oh yeah, okay.
send you the link.
okay,
Yes,
cool. Thank
yes,
you.
yeah. That could be worth, you know, what you're talking about there.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm good. Thank you.
yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Anybody else? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. You guys have a fantastic day. See
Let's
you
get
Thank
later.
it.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.